Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and a really warm welcome to all of you. To all our community leaders tuning in, thank you for being here. Think of our time together today as us building a toolkit, a guide specifically designed to help you and us tackle one of the most important, but let's be honest, one of the most unspoken challenges we face. All right, let's jump right in.
Just start with this feeling. Imagine it for a second. You're going through your day, you're smiling, you're working, taking care of everyone around you, but all the while, you're carrying this huge, invisible weight. And this isn't some rare thing. For millions, right here in our own communities, this is just daily life. And today, we're finally going to talk about it, right out in the open.
So here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll get a real sense of the challenge we're facing at home. Then, we'll find a new way to actually talk about it. After that, we'll look inward at some habits for ourselves, then outward to see how we can help our neighbors. And finally, we'll talk about how we, as leaders, can light the way to hope.
All right, Section 1, our community's silent struggle. Look, to really get why your role is so incredibly important, we've got to face some hard facts, the numbers, and the unique challenges we're dealing with right here in Pakistan.
Let that number sink in for a moment. 24 million. It's not just a statistic, is it? It's a sea of stories. It's our friends, it's our family members, it's the people we see every single day. Every single one of those is a person, a life, a family being touched by this silent struggle.
Now look at this. You have 24 million people in need, and on the other hand, about 400 psychiatrists. Just 400. For a country of over 230 million, the math just doesn't work, does it? And it tells us something absolutely crucial. We cannot just sit and wait for outside help to solve this. The solution has to start with us, right here in our communities.
So what are we actually up against? Well, first, there's the stigma, the cultural and religious hush-hush around it all. Then there's the simple fact that for so many, especially in rural areas, there's just no access to care. And here's the toughest part. It's our women and our young people who are often hit the hardest, but they're the least likely to get the help they need. This is exactly where you come in.
Okay, so let's move into our second section. This is all about finding a new way to understand all of this. It's about shifting our language, moving away from these cold, scary, clinical terms and towards something that's more cultural, more compassionate, something that actually connects with people.
So first, what do we even mean when we say mental health? Well, the World Health Organization puts it really nicely. It's not just about the absence of illness. It's a state of well-being. It's about being able to handle the normal stresses of life, work productively, and, here's the key part for us, being able to contribute to your community.
Now, that official definition is useful, but it can feel a little distant, can't it? It doesn't quite hit you in the heart. That's why our own language is so powerful. Dil ka boj, the weight on the heart. Now that is something people instantly understand. It's not a diagnosis, it's an experience. It's a feeling. And just using that one simple phrase can open a door to a conversation that might have stayed shut forever. And this next point is so important for getting rid of the fear. Think of it like this. Everybody has physical health, right? Some days you feel great, other days you feel a bit under the weather. It's a spectrum. Well, mental health is exactly the same. We are all on that spectrum. A mental illness, on the other hand, that's different. That's like a specific diagnosable condition like high blood pressure. See the difference? So caring for our mental health is for everyone, every single one of us. Which brings us to Section 3. You know how on an airplane they always tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others? Well, it is the exact same idea here. We simply can't pour from an empty cup. So this part is all about us, starting with ourselves and building 5 simple daily habits for our own well-being.
And these habits are so simple, but they are so powerful. Number 1, sleep. Seriously, don't underestimate it. It's a total reset for your mind and body. 2, move. Just for 30 minutes a day. A brisk walk, anything. It's a natural mood booster. 3, take 10 minutes of quiet time for reflection, for prayer, just to breathe. It helps you find your center. 4, connect with your people, your friends, your family. Don't let yourself become isolated. And number 5, and this one is a big one, learn to say no. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it is an act of strength.
Okay, so once our own cup is a little bit fuller, it's time to turn our attention outward. Welcome to Section 4. This is the real, hands-on, practical stuff. How do we actually reach out to our neighbors? How do you even start that conversation when it feels, so difficult?
Let's actually walk through this together. It can feel so awkward,
I get it. But the key is just to be gentle. You don't need a big, dramatic speech. Just start with a simple, caring observation. You could say something like, I've noticed you seem a bit quiet lately. How are you doing? Really? Just adding that one word, really, shows you genuinely care. Now, chances are they might hesitate. They probably won't pour their heart out immediately, and that's okay. That's when you can use that beautiful phrase we talked about. You could say, listen, it's okay not to be okay. Sometimes we all carry a dil ka boj. I'm just here to listen, with no judgment at all. You see, you've just normalized it. You've made it a shared experience. And please remember this. This is the most important part. Your goal is not to solve their problems. You are not a therapist. The single most powerful thing you can do in that moment is just listen. Your presence, your quiet, non-judgmental attention is the first and most important step toward healing. So here's a little cheat sheet. Some simple do's and don'ts. Do listen without judgment. Do ask if they're okay. Do, if it feels right, gently encourage them to maybe talk to a professional. What you should avoid? Don't say things like, just snap out of it, or minimize how they're feeling. And please, please don't try to diagnose them. Your role is supporter, not expert. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section, leading the way to hope. Because you know what? All this awareness, all this talking, it means nothing without the belief that things can actually get better. And your job as a leader is to be a carrier of that hope. It's so vital that people know that recovery is possible. And it looks different for everyone. It's not a single road. It has many paths. For some, it might be therapy. For others, medication from a doctor. And for so many, it's the power of community support. And of course, it's all those small lifestyle changes we talked about. The point is, there are always options. There is always a way forward. So what is your single greatest tool in all of this? Your superpower? It's not a degree in psychology. It's stories. We may not have a therapist on every street corner, but I guarantee you, we have incredible stories of resilience right in our own neighborhoods. Your job is to find them, celebrate them, and share them. Because one person's story of hope can be a lifeline for 100 others. That's more powerful than any statistic I could ever show you. And really, it all boils down to this simple, powerful truth. Our physical health and our mental health are not two separate things. They're one. You can't have one without the other. If we want to build a truly healthy community, we have to care for the whole person, mind, body, and heart. So I'll leave you with a challenge, not just a thought, a challenge. Because everything we've talked about is just words until we turn it into action. So as you finish this, I want you to think, who is that one person in your community that you'll check in on this week? Just one. That one simple conversation, it could change everything. Thank you for your time and for all that you do. Shukriya.